probably right. Like cold temperatures,
That's what I heard.
like the refrigerator.
We're walking for several hours now.
What's that?
Only dude here. So that clip you just saw is actually a clip from 2002, believe it or not. A buddy of mine named Jason, I was in his wedding and he was actually in my wedding. Took a trip to Spruce Knob, West Virginia, which is around Clarksburg. It's the summit of West Virginia. This was just a little piece of what the video was. I wanted you guys to see what it was. Just kind of reminiscing over some old videos. I'd actually bought a camcorder on eBay that was identical to the one that I took this footage of. It's a Sony Digital 8 and just use high 8 or 8mm cassettes. And so I've got a bunch of these 8mm cassettes. So I came across that footage of Spruce Knob and thought, what a cool video from 22 years ago. So just decided to capture it and put it to digital so that I can make this video. So I'm going to go through and just kind of share the story on this as we go through this video. I'll try to keep it short, but it was by far one of the craziest experiences that we have ever experienced together. Let's just kind of go through this, and I'll share with you what had happened. Actually, we had snow here. You really want to live here. So that first part of that video was just us coming into the park, and then it flashes over to this next video where it's the next day. And when we got there, it was still snow on the ground, but it was starting to rain, and it never really turned to snow till that night. And my buddy and I were laying in our tent that night, and I remember hearing the wind and everything coming through, but we had these sleeping bags and blankets piled over us because you'll see in these tents, they're just regular tents. There's nothing really special about them. They just had, it's like tent you would use in the summer. And when we woke up the next morning after the snowstorm that you'll see came through, it was all like 3 inches of snow on us. It blew up underneath the tent and into it on us, and it was crazy. So let's keep going.
I wonder what temperature film is not good at.
I thought temperature was good for film.
What?
I thought temperature was good for film.
I think you're probably right. Like cold temperatures,
That's what I heard.
like the refrigerator. Were you taping?
Yeah.
Zipper's frozen.
All right, so as you can see, our tent, we had two of them. One was a green one that we kept our food and supplies and everything in, but the other one is just a standard tent, and it's screened, like you would see, and then it has a canopy over, and the snow is blowing up underneath there, like I described before. But we woke up and literally waited probably 2 hours. It was just a whiteout, and you can hear the wind blowing, snow still blowing on there. It was super cold. finally we decided, hey, we got to get up. We got to do something. We can't be stranded there. But we this is 2002. We had a cell phone, but it didn't have good service up there. And you couldn't text. It wasn't a smartphone. It was just a standard phone. So we're like, we got to do what we got to do to try to get some food. I think we ended up just eating some snacks and whatnot, and then explored the area. There was a lake that was there, and it was just a complete whiteout. And you can see we're just layered up, trying to stay as warm as we can. Hadn't got a fire started until later in this video. You can see we finally got this fire started. It died down enough where we could do that. After that, we decided to go to the summit. And there was a map that was close by that showed where to go to get to the summit. And I can't remember exactly, but my mind, I thought it's about 10-mile hike up this thing, which actually was a road that kind of goes up to the summit. And my buddy's like, we should try it. I haven't walked 10 miles before in my life. So, but I'm like, sure, let's try this. It ended up clearing up, and it was a beautiful day. Probably right about 11 o'clock or so, it finally decided to clear up. But it was like, what are we thinking going up to the summit? So we start walking. There's some video here that you can see where we'd stopped. It was a long trek up there, and it was cold. But we decided, hey, we're going to do this. Sure is. Ooh. Right up in there. Can't see it now. Been walking for several hours now. What do you think our tent is? Obviously can't see the lake from here. Can't think where we could.
I think it's right there.
Where?
See that white clearing? Right to the left of that. See the row of pine tree going up?
Uh-huh.
I think it's right there.
Right in that area somewhere?
Yeah, and see the clearing up the hill? Can you zoom in there?
See pine.
Are you taping?
Yeah. Alright, folks. Well, what we've all been waiting for. The observation tower. Is it?
4,863 miles.
Yeah, there's a sign back there that says.
You'd think the sucker had been a lot bigger. This better not be a shortcut. Heck down to the other. It is, that's fine, I'm taking it. Whispering Spruce Trail.
Woo! Whispering Spruce Trail. You hear that wind?
Oh man, take a look at where that tower is.
No, the answer would work.
What's that? You got him? Are you taping?
Yeah, hold on.
See how close I can get to him?
Go for it. Oh, not far at all.
Where we had stopped on that video was close to where that tower was, that radio tower. Walked another, I don't know, half a mile, three-quarters of a mile to get to the summit. As you can see, it's getting dark. So we've been walking since 11 o'clock, getting to the top of this summit to look at this scenic overlook. We were freaking out a little bit inside because, like, we didn't bring anything but a couple pops, maybe water, some granola bars, or something like that. So we were not prepared. We didn't have an axe. There's no way of cutting any wood. So we were kind of like, we got to walk back down this summit. We have no choice. So we start making our way down. You'll see what we run into in the dark. And then I'll come back on and I'll share a story.
It's behind me, huh? This is where we came from.
Okay, so you could hear the owl that we did when we were out there. So we stopped and we were trying to call for it, see if we can get it to come closer. So we thought that was pretty cool. But later after that, mind you, we were stinking tired. You got to think this was February, so the sun's going down somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock. As you can see, sun was coming down when we were at that summit, and then we had to walk back down. So we started around 11 o'clock or so, didn't get there till 6. Basically, we didn't get back to our campsite till almost 11:30, 12 o'clock. The sky was clear, but it was still really dark. I don't believe there was a moon. I don't remember there being a moon. We finally had saw a light coming down the summit from the top and following that road down. And we were just thinking, man, because we were literally walking probably, I don't know, 100 yards, stopping and sitting and resting for a few minutes, getting back up. Our legs were just wore out. We had never done anything like this. So when we saw those lights, we thought, man, maybe these people can help us out, get us back to the campsite. Now, we hadn't had any food. It's super cold. As I said, we were tired. We'd never done anything like this. So after a little while, we started rationalizing our minds like, why are these people out here? We know why we're out here. We're stupid. We decided we wanted to go snow camping, never done it before. This is what we decided to do. That's why we're out here. But why are these people out here? There was nobody. We didn't see anybody besides those lights all weekend. So what if they are, maybe they killed somebody? Who knows? We started freaking out. So now it wasn't stop every 100 yards. It was, we got to get back to our camp. So we just kept trucking as quickly as we could, as much as we could, to get back to our campsite. And it was crazy. We finally got back right. We were basically sprinting. I don't know how we did it. Our legs were like rubber. We sprint the last few yards or so to get to the truck and hide because that car was coming. And as soon as we got in the truck, ducked down, that car stops, backs up, puts its lights at the truck, and sits there for what seems like eternity, but it really wasn't. And then finally, it backed up and it pulled away. And I think we stayed in there for at least another 30 minutes, it seemed like, because we were so scared. We didn't have guns, we didn't have knives, we didn't have anything to protect ourselves with at the time. So we were just totally freaking out. Can't believe we even did this, but what an adventure it was. We finally got out of the truck. We went to our tent. We didn't start a fire. We didn't do anything that I can remember. He maybe recalls we did. I don't know. But all I remember is we went into our tent, laid down, bundled up to try to get warm. We were so tired. We didn't want to do anything else but just go to bed at this point in time. And I just remember we laid there and we started reminiscing over what was going on and we lost it. We just started laughing our heads off. Like, what are we doing? We are a couple biggest dummies in the world right now. We could have died. We could have died up there. I know that seems a little over exaggerated, but honestly, think about it. People do this all the time. They go out and they get themselves lost. They put themselves in a sticky situation to where they don't survive. They don't do things to get themselves in a position to survive. Praise the Lord, we survived. We were able to make it back to our wives and safe and sound. But man, what a scary thing to go through, and I'll never forget that. So the rest of this video now is basically us cleaning up. There's a caption in there you'll see where we've done something that we've done before. So I just want to briefly talk about that. But then the rest of it is just us kind of leaving the park and trying to get back home.
Yep, a little bit. There it is.
Okay, so the part where we were pulling the tarp down the hill, the backstory on that was this is not the first trip that him and I have taken together. When we were in college, we took a trip on spring break where we actually went to Mohican State Park here in Ohio and spent a week in the rough. Like there was no power, there was no water, no nothing. We just packed out and we took way too much stuff. So on our way out, we had all this stuff. We had even like a car battery so we could charge our laptop and watch videos because we experienced a whole bunch of stuff while we were there too. And that's a different story for another time. But as we're dragging this thing out, it was probably at least 2 miles into the campsite. We were dragging this out. We ended up tearing the tarp up and having to carry all this stuff out. And I think we have some pictures somewhere of all that stuff because we at least took pictures of a lot of the things that we did. So on this trip, we decided, hey, let's throw all our stuff in this tarp at the campsite and drag it down to the truck because it was on the other side of that gate. And obviously with the snow and everything, it was a lot more successful to do it. But that's what that caption is. That's all. It was just a backstory to something that happened to us earlier. So now let's just finish up the video.
This is how much wood we have left. Beautiful. We gotta get over there. Oh, there's the road.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you watching. It's just something unique that's different to some of the other stuff I did. I just finding it today, it was really kind of cool just to be able to put it together and throw this out there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. Make comments if you like, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.